Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to the Mixer, and on today's episode of this very long running series on my channel, I'm going to be talking about something for the very first time ever, and I have no idea how I'm even going to address it, you know? The title and thumbnail might be very vague, definitely will be very vague. I don't know how to approach this at all, guys, but I'm gonna give it my best effort because I just want to get this out in a vlog or some fact. I've actually at this point I've talked about it on Twitter already, you know, and I addressed it there. And even though Twitter is the place for me to pretty much unleash my innermost thoughts in a very open way, I still think that I wasn't very clear on the matter there, you know. So I'm going to be making a vlog about this here on YouTube. It's a concept vlog, so not a lot of fancy editing. It's just me talking to you guys and stuff, and I really don't know how I'm going to approach this, but I'm gonna try anyway, okay? Now, there is this thing that I have that I'm not entirely sure it's like some kind of medical issue of mine. It's not like a disease or anything or a psychological issue. It's just something that I have inside of me that makes me constantly feel very productive whenever I do it, you know. I am a very organized person, you know, and I've been this way for quite a few years now, you know. I actually don't remember when exactly it started. I think it was most apparent after I moved by myself. I moved out of my parents' house and I started living on my own, and this became it became something much more how can I say, it just became much more obvious to me that I had something. I don't think it's a problem because I don't see it as negative, but I am very overly over the top organized, you know. I like to keep things in my house in a certain way, you know, decluttering everything and putting stuff away in shelves and compartments, you know, drawers, everything that I have. And every single item that I have in my house, every single individual object has its own place, you know. Even my decorations, you know, the things that I put inside drawers, everything has its place. And it's not that if I don't put them there I'm gonna die or anything. It's not like a necessity. I just really like keeping them there. Like, I kind of make a game out of it sometimes, you know. I like whenever I'm cleaning my house, I want to, you know, I have to take certain things out from the inside of my wardrobe, for example, to clean on the inside and put them back in, you know. And everything has to be very, not has, but I just want it to be very millimetrically placed where I want it to be, you know. And I don't know if this makes me that Ben Affleck character in The Accountant where he's very neurotic with little details and this and that, you know. That's different. I haven't gotten to that point yet, you know, but it's just something that makes me, it boosts my feelings of productivity, you know. And I don't know if this is normal, you know, because I don't think it's, there's this thing, I do believe it's not exactly ADHD, but it's something similar where you really need something to be in place. You start to get paranoid if things don't go the way you want them to, you know. You always have to constantly have everything millimetrically aligned, you know, in front of you. That's not how I am, but I do enjoy it. Like whenever I finish doing my dishes and they're all dry and I put them away, I have to put them in a very specific place, you know, inside of my cupboards there, you know, very organized. My silverware, I have this little divider where I put them by spoons, knives and forks, you know, all those kinds of things, you know. All of my glasses, my mugs, my plates, everything is set perfectly in a certain place, you know. And it makes me feel good. It's pleasing to the eyes when I see this organization, you know. I just like it, and I think that this is normal. People like to see things that are organized, but with me it's like my day will not feel productive unless I do this, you know, unless I organize or reorganize things in a way that it looks pleasing to the eyes, you know. If I see a painting on the wall that's even slightly crooked, I get really irritated. It just makes me itch and I have to go there and put it in right place, you know. There are some tiles here on my floor that aren't fully aligned. They're kind of crooked, and every time I look at them it makes me feel like my house is crooked, you know. It's really strange. So sometimes I start to worry about myself, if this actually really is normal or if maybe I'm actually just crazy and I just don't know it. Now, this whole thing started back in 2019 when I watched that Netflix series Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, you know, and it had an immediate effect on me, you know, because in case you guys aren't aware, Marie Kondo is a Japanese consultant who travels around the world. I don't know if she's been doing much traveling lately, but she's known around the world. She's very renowned for coming up with this KonMari method of organizing things around your house and cleaning up and getting rid of things that you don't need, usually by donating them to people who actually do need it a lot more, you know, creating new items, these products like these little shoe boxes that you can, they're not exactly shoe boxes, but they are in the same format with little dividers that you can put stuff in, you know. It's really, really satisfying to see this show and seeing how she helps people turn their lives around through tidying up, you know, organizing. And the very same, I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes before I completely turned my house upside down, my old one, you know, organizing things and donating clothes that I didn't need, you know, and just kind of like downsizing, you know, even though I live by myself. And I've lived in 2 different houses now ever since I moved out of my parents' place, and they were both very small. This one here is a little bigger, but it's very easy for you to become a hoarder, you know. If you let stuff clutter around your house and build up, it will eventually accumulate and it's going to be insufferable. And I am very afraid of one day becoming a hoarder. So Marie Kondo was the answer to that, because I was sort of kind of like a hoarder in my old house, and I immediately got rid of a lot of stuff, you know. So it had a positive effect on me. But then again, now I feel like I'm starting to become too organized, you know. I feel like now there clearly is an issue, you know. I'm not entirely sure if it's healthy, but it makes me feel good. So I guess it is. I guess it's psychologically healthy because it makes me feel happy whenever I do it, you know. And sometimes I just, I don't know, I have these certain rules and regulations in my head, you know, like, I like to pay my bills and put them in like this folder that I have, you know, dividing everything, you know, bills that are like, you know, older than 3 months, I throw them out, you know. I like to organize things in folders, you know, paperwork, all that kind of thing, you know, my little office supplies in my room there. I have a spot for literally every single thing, you know. So, I mean, I even have this coin thingy, it's like a divider of sorts where I have different kinds of coins that I put in by amount, right? Like 1 real, 50 real. Let me put this in ways that you guys will understand. I have a coin divider where I can put stuff like quarters, nickels, dimes, you know, but the coins here in Brazil, you know, buy the different amounts. So I'm very, 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 you know, how can I say? I'm just way too organized for my own good, I would say, you know. So, and everything, I get satisfied. It's like ASMR almost, you know. It's very satisfying to me. Like at night when I'm done with my chores, you know, it's getting late and I gotta go to sleep, you know. I've already taken a shower, I put all my dishes away, everything else is put away. All the stuff that I usually leave outside, I brought inside. I lock both of my doors, I close all of my windows, and I like triple, sometimes quadruple check everything to make sure everything is closed and locked, you know, because it makes me feel safe and satisfied. So, you know, I don't really understand what this is exactly, you know, but I feel like every single thing in my house needs to have a certain place. I don't like to just throw things and leave them there haphazardly, you know. I like to put things somewhere. I am guilty of doing like Monica and Friends did once, because she's also very organized, but in one episode we find out that she took a lot of her stuff and just like stuffed it into a closet to deal with it, and it just kept accumulating. Sometimes I do this, but it doesn't usually last very long, you know. So that's just how I am, man. Just call me, you know, TOK, the Organization King. The way that I like to deal with organization is just making things fit, you know. You know how when you're a kid you play with those little blocky things where it's like you have a circle, a triangle, and a square, and they all fit in an exact little hole of that exact shape? Well, that's how I see it, you know. It's satisfying to do that, you know. It's satisfying to make something fit in place, you know. There are YouTube videos that are like, you know, some of them are very long. We're talking about like maybe 30 or 60. Like some of them are like 30 to 40 minutes or even over an hour long, where the title is literally just like an hour of satisfying things, you know, to watch and see, you know, and listen to. So it's the same concept, you know. It's you seeing things that are satisfying to the eye or to the ears as well, you know. That's how I am in real life, you know. I like to do things. If you ever come into my house, you're gonna see that everything is perfectly aligned, you know. Everything has a certain place. I like to place my couch, you know, exactly in according starting with the tiles here, you know, a certain number of tiles in a certain way, you know. YouTube is the same thing. My YouTube videos are organized, you know. I always take a break every exact 100, you know. I love even numbers. I love that kind of thing, you know. I'm not like David Beckham, where his wife said at one point that he needs to have an even number of, for example, soda cans in the refrigerator. Like if there are 11 soda cans in the fridge, he will literally throw one out because everything needs to be even numbered. I haven't gotten that to that point yet. I'm not that neurotic, you know, but I just like things when they're even. I like even numbers, you know, although my favorite number is, you know, it's an odd number, but I'm probably gonna get to that later. But the thing is that, I don't know, man. I don't know, it just feels good, you know. It feels good when things are like this, when everything is organized, you know, and things are put in the right place, you know. Like when you're cleaning your house, you know, and then there's a bit of dust on the counter, you take a human rag, a little, very slightly wet rag, and you just like slide it there, and the dust just comes out, revealing the polished surface underneath. It feels good, you know, kind of like Power Wash Simulator, which is a game that I talked about in a recent video of mine, going over game simulators, you know. And that video came out really crappy. I'm not really proud of it, but if you want to watch it, just randomly plug in another video of mine here, you know. So I am planning on doing a few videos explaining more in detail about how this works, and also showing you guys a little bit of my house and how Marie Kondo, you know, completely turned it upside down. But it's nice, man. It makes me feel like I'm being productive, you know, like doing chores and finishing chores, you know, and completely, you know, like just finishing something up and looking around and seeing how everything is clean, like doing all of your dishes and seeing a nice clean dry kitchen counter, you know, or putting away all of your clothes after cleaning them and seeing everything just empty, you know. It just feels amazing. And after doing all of this, just sitting down on my couch and watching some Netflix or playing games or something. Playing games, by the way, I like to look at my games and see how many I've completed, and once I'm done I delete them to play new ones, you know. Same thing with Netflix. I like to watch things and delete them from my list to see the list getting shorter and shorter. Things that are productive to me as well, you know. Every single task that I accomplish, be it in real life, in a video game, on a streaming platform, at work, everything makes me feel good. You know, I'm a teacher, so when I finish correcting tests or even finishing a class that I just gave and my students going home satisfied, there's like a tick mark that goes off in my head, like, you know, task accomplished. Everything makes me feel good. It's like life is a video game and there are certain objectives that you need to complete, and every time I do one, it makes me feel really good. So I don't know what this makes me. Don't know if it makes me crazy, you know. I'm constantly doing things, you know. Even when I go grocery shopping and I have a list on my phone, every time I grab an item that I need and put it in the basket, I cross it off on the list, and once I'm completely done, it makes me feel good, man. I think my brain gets an extra dose of dopamine whenever I do something like this, you know. Maybe I'm alone here, maybe I'm not, and that's why I want to hear from you guys, okay? Let me know if I'm alone here or not, you know, if I'm just a neurotic weirdo who gets pleasure and satisfaction from seeing things organized, you know. Let me know, because I'm really curious. And I think that's going to be it for now. I'm going to wrap this up because there's really nothing else that I can share about that. So if you guys happen to like this video, this little simple short concept vlog, then go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, please go ahead and hit the notification bell to know exactly what time I upload, because it's videos every single day on the Chazzy channel. And that's it, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.